Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Digimon World 3 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. In the last episode, we took down the fake Byakko Leader and got Kumamon up to level 20 so that he could learn the Grappleomon evolution. And then off-screen, we did a bunch of grinding. Our Kumamon is now level 25, our Grappleomon Digivolution is now level 64, and yeah, we're going to go and attempt to do the next narrative portion. The game actually does this a couple of times throughout the story, where it expects you to do a bunch of grinding in order to actually catch up to the power level that it really wants you to be at. So I'm glad I didn't actually bother to show it off or to show off my attempts to actually take down the true Byakko Leader, because that is the next event that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing it in this part. But yeah, this is Grappleomon. He's an ultimate level cyborg Digimon, and you will notice that his name includes Leomon, so yes, he is technically an alternate Digivolution line for Leomon. Sorry, we were only 62. But we're going to hit 65 on our way through, so there. So, Mr. Cloud, you remember going through the Lost Woods portion of Oracle of Seasons, right?
Yeah, I remember. Or how can I forget?
Well, Digimon World 3 has got a Lost Woods segment, and we're approaching it.
It is easy to get lost in the Lost Woods.
Yes, it is.
Take care to find your path, because if you become lost, you will become a skull child person.
Also, Kokotorimon. This Kokotorimon can actually drop a relatively interesting accessory called Overclock, which increases the amount of blast gauge that you get when you take damage. It's pretty cool, but it's never one that I actually use. Welcome, everyone, to Mobius Desert, the Lost Woods section. Okay. As Annotations Gardette mentions here, Mobius Desert is a 4x4 maze. And despite the fact that it is despite the fact that there is a 4x4 maze, there is exactly one real exit to it. I'm pretty sure Pascardette actually does this correctly. But
okay,
because
so
we are
twice.
in what is still a wild encounter zone. Number 3. You can encounter wild Digimon whilst you're going through here. Yep.
And now go northwest.
And then northwest again.
Keep going.
And then one more copy of northwest.
Hey,
Venomon is honestly the most recurring enemy that you'll fight in the Mobius Desert, and he can actually be a bit of a risk to fight because his normal beam attack here can actually inflict you with sleep. So yeah, he is a legitimate threat at the moment.
You mean he can be a real headache?
Yes, he can be a real headache. I forget. No, it's not him. It's the other one that drops the puppet. Okay. And
remember to go through only the correct posts. Oh, good. The arrow indicates, like, here's an exit.
Yes.
Go this way?
Unfortunately, Pascardette did this incorrectly. We weren't supposed to go 3 down to the southwest. We were supposed to go 2 down to the southwest. Hey, Kokotorimon.
Versus the giant chicken.
I mean, Kokotori is the giant chicken, so. Also, yes, Kokotorimon, being a giant chicken, would prefer to flee from us than actually fight. That is
funny.
Which makes sense given that he has actually got the highest experience yield out of any of the Digimon in Mobius Desert.
So they're using the the Crazy Daisy logic to refer to Paper Mario too. Crazy Daisy is a very flight happy creature that you run into that has one of the dumbest high experience yields if you defeat it. You get as many as 30 star points just for beating one of them. There are two problems, however. One is the first mention, its tendency to flee on every move, and second is that if it decides to stick around in battle and attack, it inflicts 20 damage per attack.
So the actual reference that they're making here is Cactuar, but Super Mario RPG slash Paper Mario is making that reference as well. So, oh look, we actually are going to show off a Tamer fight. Woot! Oh, all he's got is a Tapermon. Surely this will be an easy fight, Mr. Cloud.
Now, how could a creature so small ever be so intimidating?
Well, by having unknown stats.
Oh, okay, let's see how much damage he does, because that attack landed, and we're dead. Nope. We have a slight disadvantage. Let's use Hammer Rush.
Bam, bang, and bam.
Bash. Kick.
So, it's
slap.
It's
wallop.
A right straight, a hammer fist into a backflip.
I think we should keep using Hammer Rush because it worked.
It does work, but we also have this new ability called Soul Charge. Do you want to know what Soul Charge does, Mr. Cloud?
It makes your next attack more powerful.
Yes, it does in fact make your next attack more powerful. In fact, it doubles the physical damage of your next physical attack.
As in your very next physical attack, or does it actually buff each of the... Oh, wow, it buffed each of the Hammer Rush blows.
Well, Hammer Rush, despite the fact that Hammer Rush is labeled as 3 individual physical attacks, it is all considered a single physical attack.
Yeah, let's do that, like, all the time now.
Yep. Welcome to the primary gameplay loop for Kumamon. We Soul Charge, then we Hammer Rush. This is what we're going to be doing for almost the rest of the game.
We're going to Soul Hammer them.
I mean, I would prefer to call it Hammer Charge, honestly, because, you charge up the hammer and then you smash them with it.
I'm a soul man.
Also, this particular weapon upgrade is very important for us. The Needle Glove has got, as Annotations Gurdette mentions here, the Needle Glove has got an extremely rare chance to inflict instant KO on wild Digimon. What is not clear is the fact that Tamer Digimon actually count as wild Digimon for this purpose, but they have relatively high instant death resist.
They call that the sturdy ability.
It's not really the sturdy.
See, when you're sturdy, that means that you cannot be hit by moves that only inflict KO damage.
You see, that's what it was supposed to do back as early as Gen 3. What it actually does is prevent your Pokemon from fainting in a single hit.
Because
those are different things.
Instant KO moves. Instant KO moves like Fissure or Cold Chill.
Sheer Cold and
was
Guillotine.
it the Sheer Cold, Guillotine, and Horn Drill. So those moves actually do not have a damage rating. They are designed only to completely deplete health bars, regardless of how much health the other Pokemon has, with a 30% hit rate.
I also think that they're one of the few attacks that are not affected by accuracy increases.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't really... Well, I mean, because increasing accuracy in Pokemon, it's a lot easier. You can decrease the accuracy of your enemy Pokemon, but increasing your own accuracy is not really a thing.
Oh, yes, it is. In fact, it's how people...
Well, I know. I've heard of lock on one hit KO. It's a thing that people tried doing.
Yeah. Specifically with Articuno, it's Mind Reader Sheer Cold in that case. But in the speedrun for Generation 1 specifically uses X accuracy Pidgeot with Fissure. At least I think it's Fissure.
You can teach a bird to cause an earthquake.
Because in Generation 1, what X accuracy actually does is it bypasses the accuracy check.
On your very next attack.
I don't think it's on your very next attack. Actually, I think it's a 5-turn buff.
I think now that you mention it, I think you're right. It does last for 5 turns.
All right. So this is True Byakko Leader. You'll notice that he has a Flymon too. True Byakko Leader is honestly significantly more difficult than any of the other fights we've been up to this point, but not because of Flymon. Actually, it's because his team is relatively well-rounded, with the exception of his final Digimon. Flymon hits relatively hard and is kind of fast, and his second Digimon is extremely tanky, and is a decent spellcaster. Hey, Turtlemon.
It's a turtle.
Yeah, it is a turtle. It is a turtle that summons rain at us, so having our water power out on right now is probably not as good as it's supposed to be. But yeah, he also throws his shell at us because, every Digimon needs, a normal melee attack as well.
His nose took a beating.
His nose did take a very big beating. Alright, and from here we soul charge so that on our next turn we can actually hammer rush him down. I will say that despite the fact that this is our primary gameplay loop, I am not exactly happy about this being our primary gameplay loop because of how mana intensive it is. Hammer Rush is actually relatively expensive for a Tier 1 tech, and Soul Charge effectively makes it so that we're spending effectively 2 Hammer Rushes, admittedly over the course of 3 turns, but yeah. Do not be fooled by Mamemon here. Mamemon is honestly a significantly more difficult Digimon than he appears to be, specifically because his normal attack can inflict paralysis on you, and paralysis can just straight up skip your turns.
His smile makes me happy. How can you get mad at such a happy-looking Digimon?
Mostly because we fight very few of them over the course of the game. In fact, I think it's this one and one that we encounter on our trip through Dum Dum that makes it
Dum-Dum?
Yes, the area is called Dum Dum Factory. It's the next major narrative area that we're going to after this one. So.
The House of Dum Dum Lollipops.
So, we have successfully bested Byakko Leader. Yay! And as he's mentioning here, but yeah, Byakko City's been taken over by the AOA. You may recall them from the fact that they were supposedly, the European branch of the AOA was supposedly all locked away in prison during the launch of Digimon Online. And now instead we find out that no, their active agents are in Digimon Online attempting to sabotage it. Thank you, Byakko Leader.
Farewell for now, Dum Dum.
Alright, so now that we have successfully gotten the clue that the AOA are around, now we've got to figure out exactly how to interact with them, because Byakko Leader told us to go find the Numamon that set us free, but, we can't actually get back into Byakko City, so we should probably go over to the place where he dumped us off at, which was Bullet Valley. But this does mean walking through the Mobius Desert again. Thankfully, despite the fact that there's only one true exit into Mobius Desert, there are, in fact, 4 fake entrances that you can take out. And all you have to do to find them is go to the northeast.
Right, it's a lot. It's just like in the Lost Woods of Ocarina of Time. All you have to do is go through a false pathway, and it spits you out into Kokiri Village.
Yeah. Mobius Desert is actually extremely important for 100% runs because all 3 of the new partner Digimon DRI agents are in Mobius Desert. Now, I've not gotten over DRI agents yet because until exactly this moment, we've not actually been able to actually use the DRI agents to unlock more Digimon. And unfortunately for us, I think what we're going to be doing for the next couple of parts is unlocking our only additional Digimon that we're going to be unlocking through the game. Bye, Maildramon. I think this Maildramon can drop Thunder Power 1. Meh.
Thunder.
So, yeah, we're going to be leaving Mobius Desert, and that will be the end of the part. Be safe, everybody. Evil Lost Woods area.